All right, guys. 2 through 30 even, written practice, lesson 14. Let's go. Let's go. I think that's how you do it. Anyway. All right. Blurp. There we go. All right. 7/10 of the new recruits did not like their first haircut. What fraction of the new recruits did like their first haircut? All right. So I assume we're talking military here, and I assume we're talking buzz cuts. But let's go ahead and check it out. So number 2, 7/10 did not like it. Now, we have to assume that the others did like it, right? Because what if some people were ambivalent? They didn't care. We don't know. But assuming the other ones did like it, that means 7 minus 10 is 3. So 3/10 must have liked it, okay? Because you always have a full 100%, right? Okay. Everyone gets an opinion. We're not doing 3, we're doing 4. Formula, write a word problem that fits this equation. 12p equals $2.40. Okay, so 12 people handed Mr. T some cash at the end of the day. Mr. T had $2.40. How much did each student, because obviously there's 12 of you, must be 12 students, give Mr. T? And it's not asking us to solve it, so I ain't doing it. It's not going to tell me to solve it. All right. Draw in shade circles to show that 3 1/3 is the same as 10/3. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now each of these circles we can cut into thirds. All right. So 3 circles all the way done up, and 1/3. Okay. Now that should be equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, look, it is. Number 8. What property is illustrated by this equation? That is going to be the 0 property of multiplication. Okay, anything times 0 in a multiplication property is going to be 0. It doesn't matter what order you do this in. It doesn't matter the commutative property. It doesn't matter the identity property. Ultimately, when you do this, 0 triumphs. Okay, if 10 billion people hung out with 5 million people and they all gave Mr. Thibodeau $0, how many dollars does Mr. Thibodeau have? 0. Doesn't matter how many people it was. If they're all giving me $0, I'm getting $0, right? 10. Name the 3 segments in the figure below in order from length from shortest to longest. So shortest, that'd be XY is what it looks like. So XY, and then we have WX, then we have WY. So greater than, well, greater than symbols, right? XY is less than WX, WX is less than WY. WY is for the greatest. 12. B minus 407 equals 623. Okay, so here we're just going to use the reciprocal. We're just going to flip it. B equals 623 plus 407. Or I'll write it down here actually so I can do the math. So 1030. Okay. 7 times 5f equals 70, 70. Okay. This one is much different than other things. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to break it down. So I've said before, I actually really like this question. So I can multiply 7 times 5, and I can get 35f. And then I can see how many times 35f goes into 7070. I can do that, okay? And in fact, I'll even write that here. 35f equals 70, 70. Because I know that 35f, 35 times 2 is 70. So this is probably like 220 or something, okay? However, I can also do it this way. What I can do is I can first divide 7 here and divide 7 here. That gives me 5f equals 10, 10. Okay. Now, how was I able to do that? What did I do? What magical things did Mr. Thibodeau do? Well, anything I do to this side, I have to do this side. I can do whatever in the heck I want to this side. I can add a bajillion to this side, but I have to also add a bajillion to this side. No matter what I do, the thing I have to pay attention to is that this stays true, that the equal sign continues to work. Okay? So if I'm told that 7 times 5 times f equals 7,070, I can also add an extra 5,000 there to either sides, and then it's 5,000 plus 7 times 5f equals 7,070 plus 5,000. Okay? It's going to be equal either way. So the way my math facts work and the way that, because it doesn't matter which, the other thing to think about is the commutative property tells me it doesn't matter which order I multiply these through. It also tells me that I can divide by 7 on both sides, and this whole thing still works. So now I have a slightly simpler problem. Now I can divide by 5 on both sides, and I'll be left with f equals, which is important because you can never solve an equation unless you are left with a single variable and an equal sign. Okay, and so here I am with a single variable and an equal sign. 20. Let's see. I just want. Yep, 202. Right? Because if I do 5 here, that goes in 2 times 10. That 1 comes down 0 times. That 0 comes down 2 more times. 202. Okay? Which I could have done right here is I could just do f equals 202 by dividing 35 into 70, 70. Okay? Both ways work. Both ways get there. It depends on what's easier for you. Okay? Just know that you have those options. Oh, geez. 16 looks rough. 16. Here I have 5, 8, 7, 6, 5, 9, 4, 3, 6, 4, 7, 8, 5, and 6. And they're all added together, and the total answer is 89. Okay, well, I can subtract one at a time from here. I can do 89 minus 6, and then find that answer, and then 89 minus 5, and then so on and so forth. But the commutative property tells me I can also just add these all together and then go through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find all my 10s. Okay, so 5 and 5, that's a 10. 6 and 4, that's a 10. Okay, I like 15s a lot because they're easy. 8 and 7, that's a 15. 6 and 4, that's another 10. 7 and 8, that's another 15. 9 let's see, 9 and 6, that's another 15. And then I'm left with this 5 and 3, which is 8. Okay, so adding up just these without the n. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 75 plus 8. My total answer is 83 plus n equals 89. Okay, so now I'm going to subtract 83 here, and I'm going to get 6. So n equals 6. 18, 3 and 3/5 plus 2 and 4/5. Okay, well, we're going to add like to like. The 3 and the 2 are going to add together and give me 5. The 3 and the 4, they're both fifths, so we can add those together, and that'll give me 4, 5, 7/5. But now I can turn this into a real boy and give me 6 and 2/5. Okay. 3.63 plus 0.87 plus 0.96. I hope you've noticed 96 cents, that's done differently, right? That's 96 cents, which is the same as 0.96. Okay. 16, 24, 3, 4, 5. So 5.46 is my answer. 22. 2/3 times 2/3 times 2/3. All right, now this is going to be interesting, okay? We multiply across, and remember, this is going to get smaller because we want 2/3, less than 1 of this 2/3. So 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 3 times 3 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. Okay. Okay. Now we can 8 go into 27s? Can I simplify this? I don't think I can. 3 goes into 27, 9 goes into 27. That's really it. 2, 4 go into 8, but they don't have a common factor. So I can't simplify that as far as I can tell. So it is 8/27. Okay. Which is pretty small. Also keep in mind that 2/3 is over, it's bigger than half. 8/27 is less than half. Okay. 24. So it has gotten smaller. 145 times 74. 4 times, let me write that over here. I don't have enough room. 20, 16, 17, 18, 4, 5. 7 times 5 is 35. 7 times 4 is 28. 28, 29, 30, 31. 7, 8, 9, 10. 0, 3, 7, 0, 1. 10,730. Okay, that's what you get if you do 145 and you do it 74 times and you add them all together. Okay. Let's move. Oops. It's a little wobbly there. Okay. 26. 5 times 5 plus 5. Now, law of my parentheses is I do everything inside the parentheses first before I do anything outside the parentheses. That's a little weird because it looks like that 26 is also that over here, so that way you don't get confused. 5 plus 5 has to be done first. There's no math to do inside this parentheses. It's just sitting there. 5 plus 5 is 10. Now I have 5 times 10, which is 50. Okay. Let's go over here. 28. Getting close. Name each type of angle illustrated. Okay. So 28. So that first one is a right angle, or 90 degrees. Okay. B is a straight line, which is 180 degrees. And C is an obtuse. We do not know, I don't know, I cannot tell you what angle that is. It certainly looks like, what, like 135 or something, but I couldn't say for sure. Okay. All of the other ones I can tell you 100%, that because that's what that square means. That means it's a right angle, and straight lines is 180 degrees on a protractor. Rolling a number cube once, what is the probability of rolling a number greater than 4? Okay, so this is right out of your work. We're looking for probability of rolling a number greater than 4. Well, that's a 5 or a 6, which are 2 numbers, and there's a total of 6 numbers on the dice. Okay, so 2 6, which turns into 1/3 because you simplify. 1 in 3 chance that if you roll a dice, it'll be a 5 or a 6. Okay. All right, guys, that's your math for the week. So, yeah, good. Hope you had fun.